Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? Welcome to the Lunch and Learn. I have two solid friends and experts here with me today, Vanessa Hunter and Bo Young, our special guest today, who is an insurance agent. And by the way, this is the secret of staying top of mind, insurance agent edition. So I couldn't be more excited to be here today, probably because I'm not going to talk much. I have the experts here. So anyway, with that being said, Vanessa, there's only one thing we really want to know right now, right?
There's
What?
one thing. There's one thing you want to know right now.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. What are you having for lunch today? Just in case you didn't know, I'm a foodie. I have issues with food. I need to know if you're having grilled cheese. I want to know about it. What's going on? What are you eating? If it's lobster and a beer, I need to know about it. Where are you at? What's going on? If there's tacos involved, I definitely want to know. But anyway, it's a lunch and learn, right? Lunch and learn.
Lunch and learn.
Awesome.
So moving on from lunch, I don't see any comments about what people are eating yet, but I'm sure. Hey there, Helen.
Awesome.
Hey guys, thanks for joining. So yeah, this is a pretty exciting lunch and learn for us because we get to have the expert Bo Young with us today. And I'm really, really excited about that because Bo has this mastered. He knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to staying top of mind as an insurance agent. So let's dig into it and let's ask you a couple of questions that may be a little thought-provoking right now. Because we want you to take a look at what you're doing. It's no good listening to us if you don't intend to apply what you learn. So take a look at what you're doing right now. And we'll start with this question. If you are currently an insurance agent, ask yourself these questions. Are my relationships personal or transactional? What is my client retention rate at the 5-year mark? And how important is my reputation in earning referrals? Those are the questions you should be asking yourself right now. So give you a second to process that information. Anybody jumping in with what they're having for lunch? No.
Oh yeah. We got stuff going on for sure. Yeah.
They wish they were having lobster and beer. Avocado toast with egg. There you go. Tossed salad and tuna. All kinds of fun stuff. All right, guys. So hopefully you're asking yourself those questions as we move on to why should you spend time trying to retain your existing customers or clients? And here's why. As in any business, client retention is essential for growth and consistent commissions. Not to mention the fact that the cost of retaining a client is up to 10 times less than the cost of acquiring a new client. And loyal clients are the source of excellent referrals, positive reviews, and future growth. And I'll tell you what, this is one of those times when if you're not focused on client retention just as much as you are on acquiring new clients, then you're losing people out the back end of your business probably faster than you're adding them on the front end. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can make sure that doesn't happen. So Bo, here's where we're going to ask your expertise on what makes a great agent. And we're asking people to ask themselves, what makes a great agent and what do my clients currently experience? And I would love to know from you what your clients were experiencing from you prior to your association with Mailbox Power.
Well, maybe, to be honest, a little bit lackluster experience. I probably fell short, particularly when it came to some follow-up and thank yous and showing gratitude. So quick example, my penmanship is not ideal. It's a work in progress and has been for almost 45 years. It's just not good. And so I let myself off the hook frequently. And I wouldn't send a thank you on behalf of myself because it just looked bad. And so I just didn't get the job done. I discovered the system. And now I do that. I act on the promptings. I do the follow-up that you're supposed to do to continue to strengthen your relationship. So, that's one thing for sure that I was missing, among others, right? I didn't do a great job of saying thank you to referral partners, to the new clients, to existing clients. So I believe I've improved and stepped up my game in the last couple of years.
That's awesome. And I think that's an issue for a lot of people. In your case, maybe penmanship. In other cases, maybe it gets on the to-do list, but it never gets done, right? It just moves from day to day to day. Oh, I need, and then you get to the point where it's been so long that you're like, oh, I can't send it now.
That's right.
You know, I'm embarrassed. It's been too long, and I should have done that weeks ago, if not months ago. And to that, I would say it's never too late to send a little note of thanks for anything. But here's a way that you can also reach out for other reasons.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So, Joe, why don't you jump in? Because this is your area of expertise. It's everything that Mailbox Power offers in terms of how agents can reach out to people and some of the reasons that they can reach out to people.
Yeah. So, at Mailbox Power, we aren't doing a bunch of guessing around here. Myself and Vanessa took the effort and energy, and we held a focus group of insurance agents, and we asked them. And these are the responses, and this is what we built. This is what we put in the system for the insurance agents. Thank you for the opportunity to quote, for your business, for the referral. These are big deals. When was the last time you got a gift, somebody thanking you for an opportunity to quote for your business, for the referral? Probably never. What about congratulations? I really love how this was worded, Vanessa. Thank you. Congratulations on new home, new car, new baby, and now new wife, new husband, and new business. I thought that was just super fun as well. But think about this, insurance agents. These are all reasons for a policy to change. Sympathy, loss of a spouse, pet, family member, policy review, policy renewal. How often does that even happen, right? And then get well soon, happy birthday, happy homeversary, win back their business if you've lost them. And then, of course, community involvement. And I know Bo's going to touch on that community involvement here a little bit later. These were what came to us as we started researching what do insurance agents need and how should they reach out. And I love what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. So let's dig into these a little bit because, we kind of glossed over what each of them mean, Joe, but let's give people some examples of some of the things that are already in the system, already ready for people to use.
Yes, the thank yous, right? I mean, such a big deal. You could turn anything into a thank you, but as I'm a constant about two things in business. If you will just thank new people for their business and recognize them on their birthday and half birthday, you've moved light years ahead of everybody else. Like literally, you are so far out in the pack that you can't even see them in your rearview mirror anymore for just doing those two things. And when you start thanking people for referrals and thanking people for all the other things that happen, and Bo, you were speaking to this earlier, without expectation of anything in return and without selling anything. I loved hearing that. And maybe you haven't said that yet. It was a kind of a pre-show discussion we were having, but what are your thoughts, Bo?
Well, it's true. And some of these things that you mentioned, the ways of staying top of mind, some of those things can be automated in a digital space, right? Whether it be via text message or email or things like that. There's some stock corporate cards and other things like that don't have any personalization, that they can go out and they don't hit the mark, right? They don't get the job done. So when you say thank you without expectation, when you send a surprise, I can tell you this in my 20 plus years of business, right? 15 plus years in the insurance space. I have never had anybody do a shout out because I sent them an email for saying happy birthday. I've never had anybody say thank you for that. Thank you any other way. But this system has provided very good images with some automation, but personalization. That's the combination is where you struggle to find anywhere else. And so to stay top of mind, showing up consistently, whether it be birthday, half birthday, right? In their mailbox, because that's a different space and it's not busy. I've sent videos to people they never received because they went in their spam folder. It was an email. And so this system really, really steps that up.
And that is really the sweet spot, isn't it, Bo? The automation and personalization, that combination is the sweet spot for this company. And I'll give you an example of that right here. Joe,
Yes, yes, yes. I'll speak to this. I'd be happy to. You know what I really love about our system? Like literally, um, add to cart, select recipient, and check out. We are not asking you to come up with with what it says on the inside of the card, what it says on the outside of the card, how to personalize it, or any of those things. And here's an example of that. Thank you for your business, your trust, and your confidence. And what do insurance agents really sell? Trust and confidence all day long, because there's something else we haven't talked about. When do you find out whether you had a good insurance agent or not? Yeah, when some stuff goes wrong. Right? Not until then, unless you have a relationship with them. But anyway, this one, it says dear first name, which if this were going to Bo, it'd say, dear Bo, thank you for trusting me with your insurance coverage. I know there are a lot of insurance options out there. It is my pleasure to serve you as your personal agent. If you have any questions about your coverage or need to make any adjustments, call anytime. Sincerely, and it puts your name there. You literally don't have to do anything else. You don't have to go learn the Mailbox Power system. You don't have to get deep in the trenches of, what do I write? What should it look like? It's done.
It's done. You're right, Joe. And that's a really key point, because complexity is the enemy to execution, right? And so if I had to create my own content or my own copy, it just wouldn't get done. Now, if you're very creative, you can do that, right? Right? I mean, I'm sure somebody like yourself or Vanessa could easily say, I'm just going to write something really, really slick and get it done. For those of us that really aren't as good at that, it's just perfect. So,
yeah.
And you touched on a great point there, Bo. If somebody wanted to go in and change the text on this, they could easily do that. If they would like to wordsmith and play around with it, they could easily do that. What we're telling you here is that there are things in the system that have already been created, touches that have already been created, that you can literally just link up a mailing list to them, and they'll go out with personalized with the person's first name, personalized with your sender name, the return name, that type of thing. So, Bo, I know that you've had a lot of experience in the past with maybe a non-personalized service. And did you have access to sending things out like this that would thank people for their business? Is that something that insurance agencies normally do?
That's a great question. So from our own agency, here's what would generally happen. Somebody would come in, we'd write their policies, and they might leave with a package, a swag bag, and a thank you right then. That was the end of it. I didn't know of a system in this space that could do this. And speaking on beyond a thank you, say a birthday. Right. I have access to a system that allows me to send a birthday. It shows up 2 weeks early, and it's not personalized, and so I don't utilize it because it's not effective. Right.
Gotcha. We're going to talk about
that actually work and show that it came from my team. It wasn't a corporate mailing. This is from us. Right. Yeah. And that makes a difference on how you show up. It makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference. Another example of reasons to reach out here are new home. Mm-hmm. If somebody has a new home, I mean, it's kind of a double reach out, right? They have a new home. They need to update their policy, right?
Right. And to that point, you have the cards in here that are available, new home, and it has the text. Something that I usually do is we generally have a picture of that new home. They're real proud of it. So that the photo of their new home is what goes on the cover of the card. And we just put welcome home. And then thank you for your continued trust in our team to protect your dreams, right? And matching brownies that have the picture of their home on it, it inspires shout outs, inspires all kinds of things. And certainly it helps us retain clients. So,
yeah. And the brownies here at Mailbox Power are some of the best brownies you'll ever taste.
It's true.
Put them up against anybody's home recipe. Another reason to reach out might be sympathy. Maybe somebody has lost a pet or a family member or something like that. And that's another reason. One of those things, you don't really know how it feels until you're in that situation.
Right.
And it means a lot. And you do notice when you're in that situation, you do notice the people that reach out and the people that are there for you. And I would be absolutely shocked to get a sympathy card from my insurance agent.
Certainly. And, I'd like to speak to that. particularly on the pet side, and we send sympathy cards using this system now for a loss in the family. Mm-hmm. The pet, people tend to like their pets more than their siblings or family, it seems. But there's a really emotional thing there, and oftentimes today's world, they go to social media and there's a picture of the pet that had passed away, right? And so recently, anything I do, I've learned from somebody else, right? I'm not the most creative, but I'm pretty good at adopting and adapting. And somebody in the Mailbox Power group said that they were sending ornaments after the loss. So we've started doing that. And the response has been unbelievable to somebody getting a card with a picture of their pet and then an ornament that they can put on the tree, every year. And I think that's really, I learned a few years ago, I went to a conference and there was an executive with a large hotel chain who was in charge of customer satisfaction, customer experience. And he directed a question at the audience that I was in and said, are you creating an emotional connection with your clients? Or is it transactional? And I can tell you that when you send something like that, there is an emotional connection. We all battle on rates. We all battle on coverage. We all deal with that, right? I have some fabulous competition in my community. They're good people. They're great agents. We have to stand out a little different. And this is one of the tools that's allowed me to do that. And so when that marketing or solicitation mailer shows up in the mail, guess what? They'll think twice before they say, you know what? Yeah, let's get a quote. Or after I get it, it's not enough savings for me to leave because I actually have a relationship with my agency, And so that emotional connection is really powerful. And that is one really good way to do that. So.
Yeah. Joe, there's a comment here saying, I've received a sympathy card from a vet before, but it was so filled with their branding that it wasn't personal and she didn't like it. This is from Laura. She didn't like it. And that is a great point to make. That is a fantastic point to make. Guys, we're not saying to use events like a tragic loss to get your name and your logo in front of people. We're saying take that relationship from a transactional one, which Bo was just talking about, to a personal one. These people are giving you their business. If you care enough to send a card, then just let it be for the sympathy or for the congratulations or whatever. There's no harm in putting your logo small on the back of the card. That's fine. But to ask for something in return when you're really supposed to be expressing sympathy in this case, it's just tacky.
I completely agree, Joe, and I'm sure you can speak to that too, but it is not a time to be branding. Worst case scenario for us, it might have our team photo on the back. It has our signatures. It is not, I've held this too. When I write a new piece of business, when I have a new account, the last thing I'm going to do when I send a thank you is put a condition on it.
Right. A
condition of asking for a referral right at that time. I'm not doing it. I will say thank you and continue to build that relationship. And when the time is right, I'll say, we'd love to take care of people that as well. But don't put a condition on a thank you. And by asking for a referral, that's exactly what you've done. Now, that's my opinion. Others think that's a perfect time. And if it's working for them, great, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
We're not here to change what is working. We're here to change what is not working. Yeah.
Oh. And insurance agents, they typically win the business on a transaction because people are shopping.
Right.
It's the insurance agent's job to convert that from a transaction to a relationship.
Yeah, well said, Joe.
That's game on, right? And advertising in a sympathy piece. Are you kidding me? I need to go. Who did that? I need to go cancel them immediately. This is terrible.
Right.
Laura, I need to know who that is. I want names.
Right. Now, there is a time that it is appropriate to reach out for business purposes. Yeah. And that would be on a policy review or renewal. That would be the perfect time to reach out. And then you can talk about business. It's when you start mixing personal and business that it gets kind of crazy in one transaction. But if you're sending out something to remind people that it's time to review their policy or perhaps renew their policy, then that is perfectly appropriate to put branding and talk about the business because that's what you're asking for.
Well, and you're right. So back to, I think one of the original questions was, what makes a good insurance agent, right? Mm-hmm. A good insurance agent provides adequate protection. They provide excellent claims service. They're proactive. Part of this right here, policy review and renewal, is being proactive and to cover the gaps. Right. So that's okay to reach out because it is much better to meet and discuss your coverage at a time of convenience rather than a time of claim. Time of claim can be a little late, right? When you could have uncovered that gap by just getting together. It doesn't have to be this big sales pitch. It's just making sure. Oftentimes when I meet with a client, there's a certain amount of spend that's happening in that family, and we find ways to save money here and then provide greater coverage over here. And sometimes we just save them money. I have a lot of people that leave my office and they spend less than when they walked in. It's not always a sale. I want to retain that client. I want their referrals, and I want to take care of them. And so making sure that there's no gap in coverage is really important. So
that's incredibly important. That is, yeah, that's really, let's talk about some other reasons to reach out as well.
Plenty of them, right? Homeversary. I mean, anniversary of owning a home, a get well soon. Somebody got sick, right? Or sorry about your claim. I've had some claims. I found out how good my agent was, literally. Like, I actually had to find out. And I've had that agent for 20 years. I'm not cheating on them. They know me, they call me, but they're still not sending me cards. They're not sending me anything except for a bill. But they do love me. They do call me. They do take care of my needs, and they do care for me. They're just doing it in a different way that takes a little bit more of their time, I'm sure. But I mean, a win-back campaign. What about those customers you lost? Right. What about winning them back? Every business loses customers. There's a reason for it. I've run a few sales teams, and, you have to just say this out loud. Like, people move, people die, people get married, people get sick, stuff happens. And you end up losing their business. Maybe nobody else got the business, but if you don't reach back out and you don't ask for it again, it will never happen. So I think there's plenty. And the birthday. Don't even get me started on the birthday thing, because I'm on a broken record on the birthday thing. Maybe you can speak to that, Bo.
Well, I'll tell you, this meeting will end up going an hour and a half if we keep talking about the birthdays. So I want to point out, like, the get well soon, for example. So we have clients that go in for a surgery or things like that, and there's a kit in here in the system Mailbox Power that is so perfect. I've sent a broken neck survival kit. I've sent a foot surgery survival kit, right? Where the graphics are fantastic. There's a gift box that matches the brownie label, that matches the card. It's really thoughtful, right? And it's just, hey, I noticed something's happened in your life. It's not an insurance claim, but I'm just reaching out with a surprise. And it doesn't have to be at a time of conflict either, right? It might be, it's National Brownie Day is a pretty good time to send something saying, I'm thinking of you. Here's a surprise. Here's a surprise gift. It's not a bill. It's not something else. I'm not asking for money. I'm actually trying to give a little bit back. And I in full transparency, I have not worked through my entire block of business yet, and gotten a package in every one of their hands. And this is a process that I'm working through. But I want to surprise everybody. We had the beginning of the pandemic last year. We were able to lean into our customers and say, we appreciate you with a isolation survival kit, right? With a couple brownies. We sent it to all of our commercial clients. We sent it to our farmers, people that were really very stressful time, right? Didn't know if their business was going to close and all that. To be able to lean in this way, it really, really matters. And it shows that you're not just cashing a check. Yeah. And I've said before, is it not worth maybe 2 to 5% of the revenue that's coming in to try to shore up, to hold on to 100% of it? Right. It is. It's absolutely worth it. And it should be part of your marketing budget to say, thank you. Yeah. And I'm thinking of you, right?
It should. I hope that people are thinking about that and thinking about what they're pouring back into their customers. Bo, I know you're huge on pouring back into the community as well. And I think that that's really, really important. Can you speak to that a little bit and talk about how that has changed your business as well?
Yeah, actually, I would say not only has it changed my business, it's changed my life. I moved to a new community almost 9 years ago, and I made a very committed effort to say, I'm going to actually get involved. I'm going to roll my sleeves up and stop being in a way selfish, right? But young family and this and that. I said, I'm going to get engaged. And it has fulfilled my life in a completely different way, right? It just has, by being involved. And I have the luxury of being in a smaller community. Going back to what makes a great agent, the last piece beyond all that service and adequate protection and all that, a great agent shares their time, treasure, and talents with their community. They make their community a better place. They protect their community and their community members, but they make it a better place. Mm-hmm. So what you see on the screen is just an example. We had our local newspaper had a best of, right? Highlighting the favorites in the community. And it was multiple categories. And we had 100 some people that either had first place or runner up. So we took the time using this system to send a congratulations card to the winners and the runners up. I send it to competitors. It's not all about getting new business. It's just recognizing our community is truly better because they're here. Yeah. And I want to lead with that. I want to show that I have gratitude for being involved in their community. Uh-huh. And certainly at some point, maybe somebody's going to have a renewal come in and say, you know what, I think I'm going to give this guy a shot. And if not, it's okay, because I want all of our businesses to succeed. Yeah. And I really, really have engaged in my community, and the rewards have just been unbelievable for me. So
yeah, that is so cool. Well, Joe, we had a question a little while ago. Somebody said something about how do you get the signatures on there? And you can go to the YouTube channel for Mailbox Power. It's youtube.com/Mailbox Power. And you can learn all about how to get signatures on there and how to do a whole lot of other things too. Yeah. So hop on over there. You can see Bo has taken advantage of that and is putting signatures on the cards. And that just really lends itself to that extra level of personalization. And it's easy to do. So hop on over there to YouTube and figure that one out. Go and watch that tutorial. Joe.
Yeah.
Vanessa, can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
I was going to mention, so that card there realistically could still use the merge fields where the top would have put in the name of the recipient, right? And I could send that to 50 different people very easily. Or you could do it one at a time. One other thing, if somebody wants to take, a lot of personalization, I don't know of another company that allows me to make a QR code that links somebody to a video that I created, which I've done. We've sent videos to people that have retired or new clients, and a video using a QR code that's right on the inside flap of that card, completely personalized to a private link saying, thank you or congratulations. Along with your signatures, it is really incredible. Quick story on the signatures. We sent a package to a 60+ year insured saying thank you for the loyalty of all those years. And she's in her 80s, and she called our agency and she said, I hope someday in my life I can make somebody feel as appreciated as you made me feel. Oh. Now that's heartwarming. But she went on to say, and you even signed the card. All of you did. And that's so powerful, right? So, watch the YouTube video and try it because it's really effective.
Yeah. So that, again, you'll go over to youtube.com/Mailbox Power, and there's a YouTube how-to on how to put your QR code in the card. So that's really, really simple. We make it easy for everyone. Joe, your favorite slide.
Listen, I got to add one thing for our last community involvement. There's a little pun intended. Don't be a secret agent. Okay. Get out in your community, get involved in your community. What I see Bo doing, he's no secret agent. He's out there and he is loud about it at times. This is the only man I know that owns a canary yellow suit and will wear it in public. Okay. You will never, I know I'm in a bright shirt, but it's not canary yellow and it is not a 3-piece suit. So, okay. Thanks for that. Anyway, what I wanted to share here is this. Mary Kay Ash. This is Mary Kay Cosmetics for you that, for those of you that don't know her. She had this quote that she used, and I it's a part of every presentation I do because it just embodies who we are and what we try and do for our customers. So it says, everyone has an invisible sign hanging from their neck saying, make me feel important. And never forget this message when working with people. And it's the truth. How do you make somebody feel important? Well, there are many ways to do it, but I got to tell you, one of the easiest ways in the world is to send them a gift and tell them you appreciate them, and don't try and sell them anything. That's it. Just literally, it's one simple message. without selling or hyping or anything like that. You're just making them feel important. That's it. And in any business, doesn't matter. But insurance agents, you guys got a tall order ahead of you. You know what I mean? You're competing on price, and then all of a sudden you have to create a relationship and maintain that relationship. And this system definitely makes it easy to make people feel important. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Joe, I love that you share that, because it really is a key thing. And I've noticed that after sending all these packages and cards after the last couple of years, the timing is always right, because the theme I have when I get a thank you for a thank you is you have no idea the kind of day I was having. I know what it's like to have a bad day. I've had a long couple weeks. I've had a long 4 or 5 months, right? We've all had challenges in life. So when a surprise shows up and it's whether it's a card, whether it's a coffee mug, it's brownies, everybody's carrying around some pain right now. And so when you can just show up in a positive manner, it really makes a difference. Gary V, I've heard him say the best marketing strategy, care. Just care, show you care. And this system makes that possible very, very easily. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. He also says we're in a thank you economy right now.
We are.
And we are. If you're not thanking people, I mean, it's all digital, and thanking somebody. And yeah. Oh, my goodness. Great stuff. Awesome. So here we are. The value of a customer. This is a big deal for you commission hounds. I love insurance agents because they love commissions, right? That's a big deal to me. And if you really stop and think about it, I mean, Bo had kind of we talk about lifetime value of a customer in other, arenas of business. But for an insurance agent, this is, if they maintain that policy and they renew it, Bo had said, hey, if the client's worth $2,500, wouldn't it be worth to make an investment in them? And maybe you could talk to everybody about that. Bo, what does that mean?
Yeah. So before I discovered this system, I realized that my client retention had room for improvement. I realized that I had room for improvement in satisfaction, right? Because we measured that as well. And that's about the time I learned about this whole lifetime. And I've been in business a long time, but that phrase about lifetime value of a client. So I looked at the metrics and my average time of retention for a client. How many years is that? Well, let's just call it 10 years. And in a conservative, maybe it's worth $250 in commission a year on a home and an auto or something like that, right? Some agents, it's substantially more. And some agents, it's probably less. But if you can have an average retention for amount of years, you can work the math backwards and say, is it worth a 10% over the course of 10 years to invest back into my client to say thank you? And I think you'll find that the answer is yes. I've said to some agents, and I'm not the most blunt guy, but I've said, if we can't spend $10, $11, $12 to send a package of brownies and a card to a new client, we're in the wrong business. We just are. And so, and it's not about the gift. It doesn't have to be a huge package. It's a big deal, a big, $100 thing. We have limits, right? We have rules that tell us how much we can spend. And there's no reason to go above that because it's not worth getting in trouble for. So it's that I took time to recognize you, and it doesn't have to be in a huge way, right? We just know that like 97% of people like chocolate. So that's easy. Right? Brownies are good.
Easy to throw some brownies in there. But to your point, it really is, and it's going to sound cliche, but it really is the thought that counts, right? It's the fact that you took the time to reach out to them, even with a fairly inexpensive gift, and that you thought of the person and you thought enough to send something like that, or just a card or a postcard or whatever. But it's really nice when you pair it with a little gift. That is so unexpected and so nice for people to receive that you immediately become the top of mind agent.
Right. Well, and Joe has talked about the whole helium in the hands, right? I want, when someone asks in a Facebook group or at the restaurant and says, do you know anybody that's in insurance? I want the hand to go up, right? I want that helium in the hand to say, oh, you have got to call Bo and his team, right? Because I'm a whole lot more than me. It's my team that really makes us shine. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to actually connect with customers, not just communicate. And this really helps that. So
Yeah, and obviously so much so that they're shouting you out on social media, which I know that when we were chatting in preparation for this, you said, I can save people over $1,000 on their policy and they don't shout me out on social media, but I send them an $11 gift and here we go.
Yeah, it is amazing. It truly is amazing. And I think part of it is because one's an expectation. You're going to make sure you take care of me with price and coverage. This is the unexpected. And that has to be why it works. But it is amazing how often that leads to either a thank you direct message back to me, a call to our team, or in this case, here's a couple examples of somebody literally going to social media. And when a client does a hashtag my agent is better than yours or hashtag my insurance agent is the best, I didn't do these things for marketing or for advertising. I didn't know they were going to do this. It's cool that they do that and they think that highly of our team. The one example with the breaking news, that one isn't, that was a personal design. I used an app to create that, to recognize a couple that I know that were recognized by their gym of being, like kind of the athletes of the month. That was simple, right? The other one, I just sent some brownies that happened to be gluten-free. And I know I paid attention to their dietary preferences or needs. And that means something to people too. It's unfortunate that my face is on those brownies and that is the yellow suit. And so you can leave that out and do something a little more classy probably. So,
can I?
Memorable though.
Oh my goodness. I want to read this. Because I don't know of another platform that you would use and get a response like this. And I want to read what this says. And Bo, I think you're a great agent. Obviously, you've done it. And people are shouting you out. I mean, hashtag my agent's better than yours. Hashtag my insurance agent is the best. Who does that? How many insurance agents are listening to this right now and have had somebody shout them out on social media with those hashtags? I'm guessing there are not a whole bunch of hands going up right now. But I want to read this. This one, in case anyone ever wonders what the advantages are of having an actual insurance agent who you can talk to and have a relationship with, as opposed to the next best deal on the internet, ... Look no further. Thanks, Bo Young, for the acknowledgement, the brownies, the laugh, and for being a great friend for so many years. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And, this other one, Bo Young, this is fantastic. Can't wait to share with my bestie. Hashtag my insurance agent is the best. Hashtag AmFam. Hashtag gluten-free goodness. Not only did he know them, but knew there was a gluten thing there. I love that you're doing this for your customers and that they're shouting you out. And Bo, you shared 10 of the, by the way, I want the whole audience to understand, he shared 10 of these social posts with us, and we only chose 2 to put on the screen. 10, and I'm sure he's got many more. But he shared 10, and we chose 2. So how many of these have you gotten as an insurance agent? That will be my question.
Right. Well, this is an example of creating brand advocates, right? And that's ideally you'd like to have that. And if they give you public shout outs, that's pretty neat. If they don't, but they stay and they continue the relationship with me, that's enough, right? That's great. But this is just because people comment on this. It's absolutely amazing. That all of a sudden it's like your agent sent you that, and then it turns into referrals. It turns into people saying, "Oh, my agent's never done that." So that's kind of a cool thing. I've said this before, but in the insurance world and in real estate and in business period, it's like Tetris. If you fit in, you disappear. You have to do something a little different. And this system allows you to do that, but I don't think we can speak high enough about how easy it is, right? I feel bad that some of this is automated, that my birthdays go out automated in a way. And I don't feel bad. Because I'm still top of mind and they're personalized. So it just doesn't take a lot of work. I can spend 2 minutes. I sent 100 brownies last week to a hospital. It didn't take me very long. I did it from my phone and I was able to create the packages and get it and work to get it done. It's just amazing. So.
Awesome. And I just want to make clear, Bo, you're not soliciting any of these. You didn't tell them what hashtags to use. They came up with this on their own.
Right.
It's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't really pay for that kind of advertising, if you will. And it was never intended to be that way. These were personal things that, You don't expect people to do that, but it is remarkable to me how often these things happen on social media for people that thankful because they were made to feel special. Because we took that time to do that, and it matters. People want to feel special. And so
acknowledged. And that brings us to our next slide. If you don't appreciate your clients, your competition will. And that's a fact, friends. So if you are not implementing some of these strategies and some of these things we've talked about today, think about why not. And we've got you, regardless of what your budget is, we've got you covered.
Correct.
So I mean, really, regardless of what your budget is, we've got you covered there. So that can't be an excuse any longer. Laziness can't be an excuse because it's automated. A lot of this stuff is absolutely automated. Now, obviously, if somebody has a brand new baby, that's not automated, but it doesn't take any more than a few minutes just to send that card out. So there are things, so laziness really isn't an excuse either. What other excuses can people come up with?
Well, I want Bo to speak to the cost effectiveness of this. Bo, is this outrageously expensive, or, does it fit into your business model? Please share.
No, for me personally, this absolutely fits in. I would carve some money out of, I see agents that use billboards or do different things. I can't fathom using something to that price point instead of this, for recognizing the clients I have and inspiring the referrals, right? And helping us differentiate ourselves from competition. So I know what I spent. I know what I spent in 2019. I know what I spent in 2020. And I also know what happened with my retention after I started this. I also know how many referrals that I was able to obtain as a result of that. And so I would ask this realistically is, how much is it costing you not to be doing something like this? And I have to believe it's costing you more not to have a system in place that's recognizing your clients. There's no question about it. So the cost of this system and sending a card or brownies is not the problem. The problem is the customers that are leaving you. And so I don't know, try to hold on to a few more of them. And
that's big. So I know there are people out there right now going, wait, I don't know who's gluten-free. I don't know when people's birthday. I don't know who had a new baby. Where should they start? If they have no system of appreciation right now, they have no other way of contacting their clients other than your policy is up for renewal. Where should they begin to implement some of these tactics that we've talked about today?
Boy, that's a great question. Well, first, I would expect that most agents have a CRM system that should include birthdays. So that should be easy enough to get that program started. If birthdays aren't your thing or that's not what you want to do, then you can easily just start. It's really easy to upload a list and pick just a holiday, a random holiday. Pick a random, the National Day calendar and just say, and just send it. And recognize that. I know some agents that use this, that they literally, every one they send out is a belated birthday. It might be 9 months late. It might be a week late, but they just send belated to say, I'm the one celebrating you after the day, and I think that's actually quite brilliant. But you could just pick anything. But if you're going to take the time, like I said last year during the pandemic, beginning of it, I know of an agent that literally sent a package of brownies, and it was a in case of chocolate emergency brake plastic with that person's name on it, and it was a card just saying, I'm recognizing you with that, and sent it to the their entire list, which was thousands of dollars, but knows it was worth it because of the referrals and the reception to that. It was an investment in her clients. It was not an expense. It was an investment to keep what she has and inspire more referrals. So I would start with just a thank you. Thank you for your continued trust in us. And in a quick, easy package is an easy way to do it. And then work your birthdays in. Yeah.
And you said pick an occasion. And I can't help but think we've got St. Patrick's Day coming up, which works really well with we're lucky to have you as a client. We're lucky customer kind of message. So that would be an easy place to start and send something to your entire list.
Yeah.
And like Bo said, it's easy to import your list, or we also integrate with some CRMs. So that's not an issue either. So whichever way you do it, it's an easy way to get started.
I agree. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is a great time. We just passed Valentine's Day. You're the heartbeat of our agency, kind of thing. I think you can make the verbiage work with a lot of holidays. It's just a matter of starting. It really is. I think this is another one of those great ideas that somebody might just put on the back burner. You just have to start. As soon as you start seeing responses from clients, you'll realize that this was a system that you've been missing, and you'll keep it going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's so true. There's also a support group for people who are just getting started, or people who have been around for a while, where people share their ideas and support each other. And it's for all the insurance agents that are involved in Mailbox Power and using this system to keep in touch with their clients. So we invite you to join that and start using the system, start asking questions in that group, and let people know that you're new to this, and they'll be more than happy to support you and help you in the process of reaching out to your clients and increasing that retention rate.
Right. Absolutely.
Love it. Yeah, that was a great end to the question, right? How do you get started? Get over in this group. We'll help
there
you.
You go.
Right.
About it. So, well, you two, thank you so much today. And Bo, I mean, it's usually just me and Vanessa, but boy, what an addition you made to our show today.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that you understand our system, that you've gotten the results. I think both myself and Vanessa have one wish, and that is all insurance agents that use this will grow their business, will retain more customers, and make more commissions. If you found yourself, as a new insurance agent, when we did that focus group, we learned quite a few things. And one of those things was a disillusionment. I got my license. I went to work for a broker. I'm going to get fed leads, and I'm going to be selling policies all day. Yeah. And all of a sudden they hear, sphere of influence, and oh my gosh, I have to chase down my own leads and find my own stuff. And all of a sudden they just find themselves in a weird spot that we can help them with. And we'd love to help any insurance agent out there just win in your business. Like literally to have to go out and find new customers because they're falling out of the bottom of the bucket. Just, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, this is a daunting task. But Bo, you figured it out. You really have. You've figured out how to communicate and create relationships with your customers. And we feel like we've got a platform that just is that perfect assistant to any insurance agent. And we invite any of them, to join us. Vanessa, any last words?
I just wish Bo was doing business here in California.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
I really do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Bo. It is really, really crystal clear that you care about people, you care about the community, and there is nothing more that I would look for in an agent than someone that has got my back. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I've been honored to be on with you two. Thank you for providing this opportunity. Thank you for providing the platform that truly works. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Any last words, Bo, to the insurance agents watching?
Yeah, I would say this. If somebody forwarded this to you, maybe they're trying to help you in business if you're their agent. But anybody in the insurance space, quite frankly, a lot of this works from any industry. But I connect with the person that sent this to you or shared this with you and have them help you get started with this system. I'd encourage you to do that and just give it a look. And send a few things to a few clients and loved ones, and you will find out that this is worth you doing. So that's it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us during your lunch. I loved seeing what all of you are having for lunch today. That was amazing. I hope you learned something. I hope you got some value from this 48 minutes with us. Thank you. I know it's your most valuable asset that you have is your time, and thank you for spending it with us today. Have a great day, and we'll see you next Wednesday for the next lunch.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.